tell me a little bit, why did you decide to run again?
Well, I'm hoping that the Republicans will be able to get something accomplished here. We've had 2 years, and really you can only start things. It takes longer than 2 years. I found that out. There are lots of things that were started 4 years ago when I came into office, and they haven't occurred yet. So it takes a while to get things accomplished. I'd like to see us move more toward making West Virginia a more business-friendly climate. We need to do some more work, I think, with tort reform and so on in order to make it better for companies that are coming into the state.
And you talked about some things that have been started and whatnot. I know one of the big issues, the prevailing wage. Did you really have a stance on that at all, or do you
well, I do. I voted for prevailing wage, and personally, I don't understand why we should have to pay, or the government, the state of West Virginia, or a county, or a city would have to pay more for the same job that people that are working in the unions are working on private construction. Why do we have an increase of maybe 10, 15, 20%, whatever it happens to be? I just talked with a gentleman who used to be superintendent of schools in Marshall County a couple of days ago, and he was telling me that prevailing wage added millions of dollars to construction cost. This is for educating, for schools and so on. So that's one of the things. I have a friend that lives in Greenbrier County, and a local community there, after prevailing wage was removed, they got about double what they were going to get out of monies that they had received from the state. So I think it's an economic thing.
And as far as making it more business friendly, you were talking about that. Are there some things you think, as a state leader, we can do, or you can do to make it more business friendly?
Well, I think the Republican Party has started that. They started trying to bring about regulations that makes it easier for businesses to come into the state, or more attractive for businesses to come into the state. I think that's one thing with prevailing wage and right to work. Both of those, I think, are making it a more business-friendly state. I think some of the tort reform is something else that has helped. We had a company come in here from, I can't remember, Alabama, Arkansas, that sued a nursing home down in Randolph County for about $90 million. We have some tort reform there which has made it better for nursing homes so that they can't be sued, maybe for doctors and other people that are in a business where tort reform is appropriate.
And I guess, what made you want to get into the House of Delegates in the first place?
I was asked about 4 years ago to do this, and one of my main reasons for taking the job or running for office was roads. The roads in Marshall County were horrible, and in the past 20 months we've had more roads paved in Marshall County than in the past several years. We've gotten, I could name more than a half a dozen roads that have been paved. It's just been a big help for the communities. The road's been paved all the way from 100 to new high school at Cameron. That's just been done this summer. There's more work going on right now between the new high school and 891. There's lots of roads that have been paved. There's still a lot more work to be done. I have a good working relationship with the district engineer and the county supervisor, and I think this is helpful to getting a lot of these roads repaired. If people have a question, I'll go look at whatever it is that they have a question about, and I'll take that information and go directly to either the district engineer or the county supervisor. And I've made a lot of trips to Charleston to talk with the deputy commissioners and also with the commissioner about highways. So roads has been a big thing for me in trying to get something done for the communities.
And now, as a delegate, do you try to get with the public and make yourself accessible to find out what's going on and get that word back to Charleston?
If people call me and talk, I have not done town hall meetings. I would love to do that, but I am not one to. I'm not a pushy person. Let me put it that way. If people invited me to a group to talk, I would be more than happy to do that. People that call me, if they have call me about questions or things that they need, I'm always available to talk to them about that.
And if somebody doesn't know you and they haven't been accustomed to you in the last 4 years, tell people about yourself. Where are you from? What's your background?
Well, I'm originally from Kanawha County, Clendenin, the town that flooded. My brother had about 18 inches of water in his house. I moved here in 1967 to teach at Cameron High School. I taught there for 33 years. I've been coaching cross country and track out there for the last 27 years. I haven't coached track for a few years since I went into politics here, but I've been coaching cross country for 27 years. I like to hunt. I like to fish. I had at one time 15 beagles. I'm down to 7. I do love my dogs. I enjoy being out in the Cameron area. I'm a runner. I've run 28 or 29 marathons, quite a few half marathons. Used to be the Elbies about 10 times. And I love running. I enjoy being around the kids at cross-country meets and so on. It's just something I like to do.
And I guess one last question would be, they can pick 2 people out of the 4. Why should you be one of them?
Well, I think I've done a good job for Marshall County, and maybe not so much for Ohio County. I have tried to keep with the roads in that area, but I think I've worked hard. I think we've gotten some things done for tort reform. I've been able to vote on that. I haven't been on the committees, but I've been able to vote for that. I'm a member of the Education Committee, and this past year we had quite a few bills that came through the Education Committee, and along with 2 other Republicans and 2 Democrats, we got passed a good bill on Common Core, a good bill on starting and stop the school calendar. Those were both vetoed by the governor. We stopped a lot of bills which we thought were not good for education, and that was a combined effort between 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats. I'd like to go back and continue working for education. I know we have a lot of people are complaining about PEIA and the special session. That was kind of a political thing, in my opinion. The governor and the House leader, House Majority Leader or Speaker, and Senate President should have gotten together before we ever got down there. They should have decided what needed to be done and had it ready for us, like they did with the flood when we went down to get money for the flood. So I think that I can do something in the next 2 years. Hopefully I can.